Hey guys, so I'm back with the next part of our Netflix clone app using .NET MAUI. And in previous part, we have implemented this dynamic movie info box. So it shows the quick info about a movie or TV show. So if we click on it, it shows the details. We can click on others while this is open. So this is going to update in real time, and we can close this by clicking on the same thumbnail again, or we can close this by clicking on this close button. So I'm going to add the link of this previous parts, all those previous parts in the description box. So before continuing on this one, I would recommend to watch the previous parts. And now let's continue. And in this part, first thing we are going to implement this categories menu. And when we click on this categories, it should open a modal pop-up from the bottom. So, and in that we are going to show the list of all the, let's say, genres, or maybe we can have some, yeah, maybe let's have the genres list here. Fine. So for that, first we need to create a page. So let's create a page, a new item. Find new page, new item, and we add a .NET MAUI content page. .NET MAUI content page using XAML, and let's call it categories page. And it's here. And next thing, let's add a routing in app shell. Let's add this to routing. So routing dot register route and string route. So name of category page, categories page, type of categories page. Fine. And now when we click on the categories menu, then it should open up this page. So let's do this. So we can have it in our view model, or we can have it as a simple event here. So let's have it as an event. So here we add a label gesture recognizer, and we'll have a tap gesture recognizer. Let's change it to the name of this to categories tapped, or let's say categories menu tapped. And let's check. Okay, it is changed. Fine. And here we'll make it async, because we are going to use an async method from shell.current dot go to async, and here we need to add the URL, and that is name of categories page. So we should be good now. It should open up this page. So let's run the app. Okay, so the app is here. So when we clicked on this categories page, we have this categories page. So this is working. Now we will change the appearance of this to modal. So for that, let's go to categories page.xaml, and now we'll do all our code changes to this one. So first thing, let's say shell dot presentation mode. It should be modal animated, and we don't need this title now. Save it. Let's try it. Okay, we need to rerun it. But before rerunning it, we want the background to be as transparent. Fine. So let's rerun the app. Okay, the app is here. And you can see this welcome to .NET MAUI. This is coming actually. This modal, this cave. You see this thing. Okay, now let's change this vertical stack. We don't need this vertical stack layout. We need a grid here. And in this grid, first thing, we'll have a box view with color as black. This black. And now the opacity 0.5, 0.9, 0.8. Yeah, it's fine. Or 0.9. Okay. Now next thing, we need to show a list of the categories basically. And for now, we'll display genres here. And after that, we are going to have a cross button here to close this modal. So first thing, collection view. And after that button, so collection view, we'll do it in a moment. But before that, let's add a button and the text is going to be this cross. And the vertical options and horizontal options at center. Now let's design this. So first thing, we need to have it in circular shape. So for that, let's have width of 50, height of 50, and then corner radius as 50. Fine. Then next thing, the background color, let's have it as white, and the text color as black, and the font size, let's have it somewhat 20 or 25. Okay. Now the padding 0. Okay. Font attributes bold. Okay. And let's have a slight margin. Let's have 10 from all the sides. Fine. Now we'll add a shadow effect to this. For that, let's add shadow, and then the shadow, the color brush is going to be black. In the offset, let's have 10, and radius 40, opacity 1, that is default. Okay, this offset, is it doing something? 20, 30. So let's have it red color so that we can see if it is, yes, this is doing something. Red, 30, 40, 80. Zero is fine, right? And zero is fine. What about this one? Minus 10. Okay, this looks nice. Or maybe let's have red color on. It is looking good. Okay, so this is here, and when we click on this button, it should close this model, right? So for that, same, either we can have command or we can use the event. So for now, let's use click event and we'll rename it to uh, close button clicked. Close button clicked, fine. And we'll change it to async and we'll use await shell dot current dot go to async and we'll go one level top. From where we came to this page, we'll go there. Okay, let's run it. App is here and we can see this and we can close this using this button, right? So it is working as expected. Fine, now we need to show a list of the categories. So for that, let's go to this categories and we can have a view, yeah, one view model here. So let's create a view model. Okay, let's go to view models folder and create a new view model here. Categories view model. Fine, and this is going to be public partial class observable object, observable object, and here we will have a list of categories, string list of categories. So we can have a public property here, public observable collection, observable collection of the string. And we'll call these, let's say, categories. And we load these the same way we loaded uh, the data for the main page. So we'll have an initialize method, public async task initialize async, and here we'll fill the values for these categories. So for that we need to get the genres, but before that we'll insert two values, two hard-coded values. So let's do that hard-coded values thing in constructor. So we'll say categories equals new observable collection categories and we can add a list of strings here. So we'll add two items here and first one is going to be uh, my list and the second one is going to be let's say downloads. Hmm. Okay. And now let's in this thing we'll modify this to have other genres list. So for that we need to check our TMDB service. Let's go to our service, TMDB service, and do we have URL for genres? No, right? But we should be having a type for genres. Video, movie detail, production, production countries, personal language. Yeah, this one. ID and name and this genre. So we need to have a URL for this. So let me check what is the URL for genres. Okay, so for genres we can have three genre, movie, list, and language P and US. And with this, no, we don't need this. So maybe we this is for movie, and if we change this to TV, then it should give TV also. Movie genres, TV genres. I don't know if this URL is going to work, but ideally it should work. Fine. Let's pull the data for these two. So we'll create a method here. So public async task of genre enumerable of genre. Let's call this get genre async. Here we'll make two calls, two HTTP calls. So first is let's say movie genres task, or we could have task dot main call. The first task, the first task is going to be uh, this call HTTP client get from JSON async, and this is going to be genre, and the URL is going to be URLs TMDB URLs dot movie genres, and then the second one TV genres. So this will return us our columns from the task. Okay, this is going to be enumerable of this, enumerable of this, and this is going to be enumerable of this array. So we'll say genres array equals await this, and now we will convert the values from this genres array to a list. So basically what we are going to do, we'll do genres dot array dot select many. So and genres, so we need the complete items, right? It is enumerable. So we'll say genres, and this is going to return as enumerable. So we'll return this from here, right? So let's change it to just G, and let's add these in parameter here in a variable here, and then return this genre. Return return genres. Fine. And now we can use this thing in our category model. Right? So we'll say for each where genre in the we need to inject our TMDB service, and then we'll use that await TMDB service dot get genres async. Fine. And now we'll add this genre name to categories dot add genre dot name, and we should be good now. We need to use this categories view model. We need to use this in categories page. So we are on categories page. Let's add this view model. Let's add namespace categories view model, and so okay. Now here's the thing, we can get it in on appearing the async version of this. We'll say categories view model dot uh, dot initialize async. We'll await it. In main page also we did this in on appearing, right? For this it was fine, but for this I don't think it is fine because these things are not going to change. Okay, for now let's have it like this only, and then we can implement some logic to catch the results. Fine, we have this, and on this page we'll set finding context to this underscore category view model only. Okay, now let's go here and we'll add the namespaces. So first thing, uh, let's say view models. So it is view models. Let's add the data type for this. So the data type is for this view model is the data type for this page. So X data type, and this is categories view model. Fine. Now here we create a collection view with item source as binding categories. And then we'll have our item layout, linear items layout with orientation as vertical, which is default. We added this just to have the item spacing. Let's have it something like 5. And then we'll add uh, item template, data template with data type. This is going to be hmm, this is going to be string. The name of the category is string only, right? So here we have a label with the text as binding dot, the same name. And then let's see how it is looking. Save everything and run that. Okay, so app is running now. If we click on categories, we are getting an error that is no parameterless constructor. Okay, fine, because we did not added category page and categories view model to the dependency containers. Yes, so we'll do this builder dot services dot add singleton categories page, and yeah, we can do this. So using this, yeah, let's have these singleton only categories view model and categories page. Stop and run. So the app is here. Let's open categories, and we have these categories with some errors. Generic enumerable one, genre part one. There is some error. Let's check. So these lines, let's check what is the issue here. So to check what's the issue, we should check the values for these. So let's say G1 and we'll have this first line. And instead of get from JSON async, we'll have it as get async with await. We are just trying to debug what is the issue. That's why we are doing this. Same thing, but before that, let's have where G1 response. This is going to be G1 dot content dot read as string async. Await. And same thing, let's do this for the second one. So 2, and this should be TVU. Let's put a breakpoint here and we'll check what is the issue. Get async, and fine. Let's run. Okay, it's here. Let's click on categories. We are here. F10 in G1. Okay. And here we got the result. Genres, we have these 18 items. And all these have ID and the name. Okay, TV movies genres should be same. Okay, that this URL, this is also 200. And then again we got the data 18 Western World thriller TV movie. Oh, the values are exactly same, right? Action, adventure, animation. Action, adventure, animation. Okay, the values are same. So let's do this instead. We'll use one line only. And we'll do this. Await this thing. And we don't need this. Fine. So we can remove this second line. We are not using this. Fine. Let's rerun that. Okay, it's here. We clicked on categories. We hit the breakpoint. And there is some issue. We just checked, right? The JSON value could not be converted. The items are in some other. Okay, maybe the same way. For movie also it was results array in a movie object, right? Okay, I missed that. Let me first copy this, then this, put a breakpoint here. Let's rerun. Apps here, categories, G1R, and JSON visualizer. Okay, we have this in an array with the name of Zoombars. This is the string with Zoombars. Okay, stop, Control Z, not Control Z, okay. Fine, and then we don't need this. We'll have a wrapper around Zoombar, right? So, okay, it is there, Zoombar wrapper. So we'll have this as this Joomla wrapper. Dot fine. Now it should work. Okay, the app is here now. Let's click on categories and we have this list of categories. Fine. Okay, let's design this. Categories page. Fine. This label. First thing we need to move this to center. Horizontal text alignment center. And the next thing is let's add a spacing between these. Let's add 50. Fine. And let's increase the font size. Let's have it somewhat 15. 15. Okay. And now we need margin so that this list goes on top of this close icon, right? For that we need to add margin on this collection view. So let's add it, margin 0, and from top also let's add some margin 0, 30, 0, and then 50. This the height for this is 50 and margin is 10, right? 60. So we need at least 60 plus 30, 90. Uh, this is from 90. What if we don't use 90? Let's have 50 only. Okay, 90 completely. Fine. So we have this list. So this thing is working now. We are getting this data dynamically and we can close it. And open it again and we'll have it here again because we are getting this in. So okay, so let's implement before we wrap up this video, let's implement this categories view model, this categories list, and so let's have a private enumerable genre, and let's call it genre list. Fine. The non-generic enumerable. So on initialize async, we'll check if this has values, then if this is null, then we'll load data to this, and that is going to come from here. And here we'll reset this categories equals, yeah, it got repeated, right? Because it added this. So first we need to clear this and then add these two items to this. So for this we can remove this from here then, because we'll always add this. Categories dot add. First one is my list and second one is terminals. And then we can remove this. So we can then initialize it here only. And now we should be good. Fine. Because we have registered it as singleton, so it is going to have items in this genre list after the first time, right? So if we put a breakpoint in TMDB service get genre, it should hit only once. Let's rerun. So app is here. Let's try if we are getting the values. Breakpoint hit TMDB service. We continued it. We have complete data. We closed it. We open it again, and this time we have complete data, but the breakpoint did not hit. That means we are not getting it this time from the TMDB API. So we are getting it from this view model only. So now we have this data. Alternatively, you could have it in maybe SQLite database, or because this is a non-sensitive small set of data, you could store it in preferences also if you want. It's up to you how you envision it, how you implement it. So that's it for this video, and in next video we are going to work on the detail page with the trailer, web view in which we'll run the YouTube trailer, then we'll have the similar movies and list of all related videos, all those things we'll do in next part. So that's it for this video. Please like this video, share this video, and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. I'll upload the next part very soon. Till then, bye bye.